I didn't plan to record this. The house is quiet tonight. Not the peaceful kind, just quiet. The kind that's been here a long time. My name is Yusuf. I'm 82 years old. I've had this voice my whole life, but I've learned that having a voice doesn't mean you use it. People think the end of a marriage is loud, shouting, doors, anger. Ours wasn't like that. Ours ended much earlier, so quietly that neither of us noticed. I met Amina when I was 26. She laughed with her whole body back then, leaned forward when she listened. I remember thinking she made rooms feel smaller, warmer. We built a life the way people did then. Work, children, routines. Nothing dramatic, nothing broken. For a long time we argued like everyone else. Money, time, tiredness. But at least we were still talking. Somewhere in our 40s, the arguments slowed. We told ourselves it was maturity. We were proud of how calm we'd become. I remember the exact moment I realized we hadn't argued in years. It wasn't during a fight. It was at dinner. She asked me to pass the salt. Our hands didn't touch. We didn't look at each other. And something in me noticed how careful everything had become. Careful not to upset. Careful not to open anything. She stopped telling me about her days in detail. I stopped asking questions that didn't have simple answers. We learned each other's silences like a second language. At night, we lay side by side, facing the same ceiling. Sometimes our arms brushed. Neither of us moved. I told myself this was stability. I told myself love just changes shape. Years passed that way. Birthdays remembered, anniversaries acknowledged, photographs taken where we stood close enough to look convincing. There were moments, small, sharp ones, when I almost spoke, when I almost said I missed her, when I almost asked if she felt it too. Almost became my whole life. The day she stopped humming in the kitchen, I noticed. I didn't say anything. I noticed many things like that, and said nothing every time.
Amina got sick slowly. Not the kind of sick that scares you right away, the kind that gives you time, too much time. I sat beside her in hospital rooms, holding her hand. We were very gentle with each other then, as if roughness might break what little was left. One afternoon, she looked at me for a long time, really looked. I thought she was about to say something important. Instead, she asked if I'd watered the plants. I said yes. That was the truth. It just wasn't the truth that mattered. She died on a quiet morning. No last words, no confessions, just a nurse adjusting the sheets and the room becoming very still. People told me we had a good marriage, long, stable, respectful. I nodded. It was easier than explaining a silence that lasted decades. After the funeral, I found a notebook in her drawer. Not a diary, just pages with half-sentences, thoughts that never finished. One page had my name written once, just once, nothing after it. I sat on the bed and held that notebook for a long time. I didn't cry. I felt something heavier than sadness. I realized then that we hadn't fallen out of love. We'd simply stopped reaching. We waited for the right moment to speak, and the moment never came. Or maybe it came every day, and we kept letting it pass. Now the house is quiet in a different way. There's no one to misunderstand anymore, no one to protect myself from. I talk to her sometimes, out loud. I tell her the things I didn't say when it mattered. The words don't feel brave now. They feel late. If you're still listening, you don't have to do anything with this. You can just sit with it for a moment, or leave a thought behind if you want. I'll still be here, listening.